Hi. This is going to be an extremely intersectional interview. We gotta just start there. It's gonna be so intersectional today, you might not even know it's intersectional. Okay. So this vlog is actually going to be highlighting two people. Emma Chamberlain and Zoe Unlimited. Emma Chamberlain is obviously like a white YouTuber, and Zoe Unlimited is a Chinese YouTuber. Here is my claim. America will fail in the AI race because America cares more about racism and preserving white supremacy than it does about capitalism. And adversely, China cares more about capitalism than it does about racism. It actually doesn't have to deal with any racism because it's a homogenous society. America is multicultural and has been from really the founding, and has been so racist to the point that like it has been unable to progress. And now we've hit this like stopping point where like we literally cannot go any further. And because China can, that's why they will win. So I've talked a lot about like the relationship between China and Africa. But now so for a while, and I'll also insert this. If you haven't seen any of my playlists about the University of California and admissions there and all the things happening there, probably go watch those. But if you go watch those, you'll learn something interesting. And it isn't even about anything that I said, it's about the commenters. Go explore the comments in that section, and here's a couple things you will understand. If you actually have attended a UC, or if you know anything about the UCs, first you'll understand that they're very good public schools. Probably the best public schools in the country. They have really large research endowments. It's pretty hard, it's competitive to get in, and international students cheat at a level that's like unprecedented. International Chinese students specifically cheat in ways that aren't even, I can't even describe it. Like they have the tests from every year. Like they hand, you know how like people give, I don't know, old sweatshirts or something to their kids? They hand down to their kids like old tests from last year. I don't know what the community, how it works. Maybe they got an app or something, but they are like literally trading last semester's test, okay, with like said professor to understand what the questions are, how to answer the questions. Like it's cheating like you've never seen before. And if you know that, then you are not a part of that international community, you may have no idea that exists. But like cheating or non-cheating, like when you're studying, if you just do any studying for a test, you're going to be familiar with at least the concepts, right? Like even if you just read the cliff notes of a book, you're going to at least know generically what the book is about. Even if you didn't, like if you read the book, then you're going to like expand your world knowledge and you're going to have some character depth. But you could also just take the easy way out and just read the cliff notes, the Wikipedia version, like watch a YouTube video summary of the book, and at least get a general idea of what's going on. But like, let's say that like you don't read the book and you don't read the cliff notes version of the book, but you just literally start your studying with the test on the book that's from the same instructor from last term. What you're gonna get from that is like understanding like how to solve not the same problem, but the type of problem that is like you're teaching to the test. But that also means that you're learning to the solution. At a macro scale, this is what China has done. I saw something, not today, but I think it was like yesterday, that was about how Andrew Ng is doing something. I don't know what he's starting a new AI something. But if you didn't know, Andrew Ng set up all of the AI infrastructure for Baidu, which is the Chinese AI company. I don't know who knows more about AI, even in the Valley, than Andrew Ng. I couldn't argue that there's anybody smarter than him. I just couldn't. Andrew Ng taught me everything I know about machine learning from that Stanford class. Like, you could go watch it right now. It's on YouTube for free. But yeah. So if you are doubting that they like studied to the test and listened to everything that he said, and then created more Andrew Ings in China that have built DeepSeek. Okay, very quickly, DeepSeek is competing with OpenAI without even a portion of the infrastructure. If you think they're not going to do that en masse in every industry, and they have, because China is so proximal to Africa, who is suffering from economic issues, and basically the people in Africa can be exploited for labor and information. There's not even a remote chance of competition. This is what America is investing. America has been, and always has been, investing all of its resources into upholding racism at this crazy scale. If you take one African American history class, you will understand the time, resources, power, laws. They have this country is the only country in the world that is literally dedicated resources into holding its own people back. This is right now we see America investing in resources to get immigrants out and to send immigrants back, things like that. This is still detracting from. This has nothing to do with advancing AI, promoting economic efficiency, the economy, nothing. And I also want to be very clear, everything that China does economically to improve itself will not benefit America in any way. So I want to repeat that. Every single thing that China does to improve its own economic standing. So every time they create a new algorithm, they have some new training data, whether it be from Africa or they're getting it from TikTok. Every day, these algorithms just keep going, and y'all keep feeding the data, keep going. Everybody just keep pushing the data. Let's keep going, right? Their algorithms are getting better, way better. And there's the reason that I am trying to socially engineer, let's say, you to kind of be on the not even the right side of history. If you're black in America, you're already on the wrong side of history. That's not the point. The point is, if you get far enough in telling a story, your own literal story. And I'm not trying to encourage you to tell your own story of oppression. I'm just trying to encourage you to tell your own story of truth. What is it that happened to you, and what have you done to try to improve your personal situation and position? The reason that I started the Unfriendly Black Hottie series is mostly to really paint a picture for you guys of how basically every single person who I'm exploring on that series did not start from the bottom. And I think the title episode is probably going to be even a little bit more interesting, because I think one thing that you guys don't understand, one thing that Americans do not seem to understand is how difficult it is to socially rise in Africa at all. For Ira Star to get to 3 million YouTube subscribers, being a Nigerian, is insane, because somehow, some way, she was able to get 3 million other people who, these are not white people, these are other African people, to believe in her and support her in a country that is so hateful it can't even support itself, right? Nigeria has quite a lot of fucking political turmoil. The economy is not doing well, and still she rose. Talk about having to work 20 times harder. I mean, the Ira Star episode will also be very interesting. Let's just put it that way. But so let's go back to Zoe and Emma. Because here's one thing I want you guys to realize. You do know that Emma Chamberlain doesn't have any black female friends, associates, black women in her life, just zero. It's the same with Zoe Unlimited. And these people are coming online, talking to whole communities as though they live in the same world. Even the same ecosystem. That's the delusion of them. I'm gonna do them, all of them. They have millions of subscribers. It's like the whole country, like they really in their minds believe that this won't all just end until one day the lights just go off and it's just like, oh shit, it's over. No, yeah, it's like really over. Some of us saw this coming and tried to help you. You know, I can only like matrix you so far until one day your screen will cut off too. But I do want to say, let the record show, I haven't steered you wrong so far. So those of you who are here to collect the gems, oh man, keep adding to the bucket. So maybe what can you do with this information? This is for the black girls who watch my channel and try to get like strategic advice about how to, like, what should you do now? Like okay, so what does this mean for me? So what this means for you is like when you're trying to think about what sort of content that you should make, it's mostly an analysis, a compare and contrast. Go back to Emma Chamberlain's old videos and look at what she was saying and how she was able to have an exclusively white experience that didn't involve any black women. I will insert here, I'll just help you. She has a black male gay best friend. Gay black male best friend was how she was able to delusionally believe that she was living in the real world, in real society, and was like multicultural or something, and not just living almost like, I'm not gonna call it like a paranoid, infiltrated, or how do you say, insulated experience. It's almost like the people who pretend like the war in Palestine isn't happening right now, and they walk through every day doing all these things. They don't talk about it. They're like, I don't talk about politics. I don't care about politics. I don't talk about that stuff. I don't care about the Diddy trial. I don't care about Epstein. They say shit like that, right? And then one day the retaliation happens and it like hits their apartment building directly. It hits their community directly, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I didn't even see this coming. And it's like, I swear, I have never seen a dumber bitch in life. Like, that's how you can say, like, you're dumb. You're really, really, really dumb. I will say another part of this, though, is the men. Like, this is why I have been, like, going deep on black men. Because there's something I see that's really strange. Like, I saw a Travis Scott video, and the Travis Scott video didn't feel like the regular Travis Scott video where he's just trying to be like a modelizer and trying to like prove that he's great. I think that Travis Scott has gotten to the peak of niggeration. He's hit it, right? He's hit the ceiling of like, he's collected all the nigger tokens that he can get. He's gotten them, like tons of them. All the fans, all the men love him. They all know him. They believe that he is their hope. But it's like investing in a sinking ship. It's like being a first class, it's the Titanic. It's the story of the Titanic. You are a first class passenger in a literally sinking ship. I guess. You have so much privilege and you are also about to die. All of that is happening at the exact same time. So you can preach your privilege, you know. You can talk about how great you are. You can have your stories or whatever, but none of that is built in reality because you're like literally leading all of your people to the end. Is that smart? No. 2020 vision in hindsight, right? That's the magic of a video. You can be right in 2018. You can be right in 2005, 2005. And you can be right in 2025. All at the same time. You can just reshare your old videos. I just want to say, maybe I'll just create like a short little throwback here of all the times that I was right. And some of y'all listened and some of y'all didn't. To all the detractors, a big fuck you forever. Okay. But yes, to continue going, we're not gonna go in on Zoe, but I do want to talk about the Zoe Blackpink of it all, right? So the Blackpink Zoe Asian influencer thing, right? In America, they are known as the model minority. They have all these stories about whatever it means to be Asian or whatever and be great and just, you know, get really good grades in school and earn a lot of money in capitalism. That's the story, right? Now, the problem with that is that has absolutely nothing to do with America. It doesn't have anything to do with the founding of America, the foundations of America, the policies, no amendments, no civil rights, no laws, nothing. It is simply about being able to follow rules and play into infrastructure that somebody else created. To be clear, we are creating this infrastructure. It's us, right? They just come and then they just participate after shit has already been built. That's how it goes. They never like do anything to like change literally any law. Like no law at all. Like it's almost like if I were to go collect clay to build a bridge and then to take every brick by brick and stack it up, right? Maybe 1,000,000 bricks. Imagine how long it would take me to put the clay together, make a brick, let the brick cement, and then start taking brick by brick and stacking it up. 1,000,000 fucking bricks. You know how long it would take to build that? A very long time. Years. Maybe like 20 years. And then imagine somebody else just walking across the bridge. Walking across the bridge on TikTok. To me, that is what the model minority at the UC is. The Asian person at the University of California who goes to get a law degree in America is the person who walks across the bridge and records a TikTok video and then says, look how easy it is for me to walk across the bridge. And it's like me being like, it took me 20 fucking years to build that bridge brick by brick. And then I decide to be like, fuck this bridge and just blow the bridge up. This is where we are now, okay? Like you don't just get to a point where it took 20 years to build a bridge, brick by brick, and then somebody else just trots across the bridge, right? And they're like, this is great. I can now just walk across this bridge that somebody else built. That somebody else took all of this time, years and work and rights and laws and fighting and group politics and social work and all this stuff, and then here you come and you just walk right across. You just walk right across and you're like, oh, I love this bridge. The view is great. There's no problems on this bridge. Yeah, not cool. Doesn't really make any sense, does it? To go back, racism in America is bigger than capitalism. You have to, when you keep that in mind, you start to realize that the only reason that a civilization like China is making any moves at all is to benefit Chinese people and make it so that they can win now and in the future. And they will. But what does that mean for us? I don't know. Do you see yourself as an American? If you do, maybe you should do something to support that frame of mind when building whatever it is that you're planning to build for America. I don't know. I'm not on Team America, so I wouldn't know. Like I don't come from that frame of mind. I make videos and tell stories with the idea that my videos will be watched by like Ethiopian girls in Ethiopia, understanding how to navigate global capitalism and understanding specifically who their enemies are, how their enemies look, the like social mentality of their enemies, who I also believe are black men. I want to provide very specific examples, create a very direct lay of the land. They aren't starting from zero. They're starting from me. And this is called starting from the middle. So, yeah. It's an interesting frame, right? Because like I hadn't heard that one before. But I want to make that one clear. And I want to like really drive that point home. Because I do feel like Other people are coming from a place of there's a certain naivety, as though like some compassion point will help them, or some like empathy token, or whatever symbolism of community people try to play into now. You know how like when somebody knows they're down bad and they start trying to empathize with people who they've hated their whole lives? That's weird to me. If you're gonna hate yesterday, hate today too. Just hate all the days. Don't swap up your hate. No switching sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, lose all the way. Lose. I think a really good example of this is actually like looking at the Beyonce country music example, right? America's so racist that a whole genre of music that was created by and for the oppression of black people, blues, which was introduced in the country because slaves were on the cotton plantations in the country. They tried to like remix and reformat that literal genre of music about the blues and make it white. Even after doing that and taking over the charts. They literally continue this like cycle of racism to like not even allow one artist to perform a song about country and a song steeped in country aesthetics. This is Daddy Lessons by Beyonce, right? When she made a song with the Dixie Chicks that was extremely country, and the country genre at the time said, we will not accept you because you're black. Fuck you because you're a nigger. That's what they said, because that's what they always say, right? Fast forward to 2025, the whole album comes out, or when did it come out? 2024. A whole album comes out that's about that experience, leading to a tour that made more money than anyone else in that coerced genre in history. Let the history books show they couldn't even co-opt their own shit, even when they had the numbers and the money. Because black people in America don't have the money. They don't have the money to go to the shows. Even after all of that, you still lost. And you think that China won't beat this bullshit country? Are you serious? You think in your mind, you think that there's like a hope that like that level of dedication to racism has an opportunity to compete against a civilization that eradicated extreme poverty in 15 years. They moved 25 million people out of extreme destitution in 10 years. And you have some idea in your mind that there's a way to compete with that. Given the dedication that you've seen that this country specifically has invested into specifically anti-black racism. Just look at where the priorities are. Every policy, every day, look at where the money goes, right? Look at the long history of policy. See what it says. That's it. That's not like, the proof is in the pudding. Winners are going to win and losers are going to lose. I will let you know right now, Rome did not fall in a day, but I just went to the Rome airport and it was the shittiest airport I've ever been to in life. Currently, the Rome airport is the shittiest airport, not even in Italy, I would say in Europe. Rome too was once a really great white empire. Those days are long gone. One day, Ethiopian girls will look back at this American empire and say the same thing. One day, long ago, it was a great empire. And now look at it.